this past week, we have been doing DoorDash, and right now we are heading to Dunwoody. We just dropped off Braden at his school, so we are heading to Dunwoody. We've been there before, but we got there a little bit too early. I think so. We were like right at the end of like the morning rush, and so we had like an hour and a half or so of nothing. And so we're heading back just for the lunch time. So from 11 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And during that time, like when we were there, we were very busy. And the way that the Dunwoody's Sandy Springs area is kind of done up, it's like you're not having to go back to like a hot spot to get another order. Like pretty much the second I would close one order, there was another one dinging on my phone, like let's go. And so the pickup was like near somebody's house or apartment, and then the drop off is near another like area with restaurants and stuff. So it was very it actually paid the highest per mile. We were at like about 90 cents per mile over there. It paid the highest per hour. I was right at about $15 an hour, and almost everyone had tips. So we were a little bit over like $6 per order average the last time I went. I'm hoping to have a good day today. Yesterday we were in Lithia Springs. There were almost all the orders. It was a Monday for lunchtime, and almost all the orders were far away from the restaurants, and so the pay rate wasn't very good. Even like the cost, like the pay per mile was about 50 cents a mile, which isn't very good. This car costs about 15 cents a mile to run, so the extra pay wasn't that much. The pay rate was right at like $9 an hour, so it just didn't pay out very well. But the good thing is we noticed that like pretty much I looked through all of our orders, and almost every time somebody's ordered something from Chick-fil-A, there was a tip. There was only one time where somebody didn't tip us coming from Chick-fil-A. Starbucks, almost never a tip. We've had 2 orders from Starbucks and no tip either time. And this is just within a week. So, yeah. And Sunday, like we went on Sunday too for lunch, and everybody tipped except for the Starbucks person. And yeah, so right now I'm just building up some data just to kind of see where and when to do the orders or to start dashing. And so, because I don't want to waste my time on the road or being on the road. I don't want to wear out our car, especially this car, because this is what we normally pick up Braden in. And then our other car takes twice as much gas to operate. So, yeah, I want to make my time as efficient as possible, so that I'm not wasting any money, like using up gas or time where I could be doing something else. But DoorDash seems to be okay. I don't think it's a job for like a full-time job. And even though some people are doing it, but they're working like 12, 14 hours to make a decent living. This is more of a side hustle. Right now I don't have a job, so this is my full-time job, sort of. And so I need to make it as efficient as possible. And Dunwoody seemed to be a good area for lunchtime because of the way the traffic moved, and the proximity of the orders to the restaurants. The only thing we don't like is going into apartment complexes. It takes a little extra time, and especially if like the gates don't work properly, or if somebody gives you the wrong sequence to the gate, like when to hit the pound sign or not to hit the pound sign, or what code it is. You know, that's always been in our week. It's been the biggest issue going into like an apartment complex. And then sometimes like the apartment is on the back side of the building that doesn't have an easy way to get to, or it's on the third floor where you have to only have steps to get up. So yeah, that's there's some sucky parts going to apartment complexes, and I wish they would tip a little bit more, because it's not as easy as getting to like somebody's home, like if they have a single family home, because those are fairly easy, because you just walk up to the front door and everything. Yeah, so the other part of all this DoorDash stuff is waiting for the orders at the restaurant. There's been one time I was at a Starbucks and asked the girl if like the order was ready. And told her the name of who ordered it, and she said no, it's not ready yet. It'll be ready in a little bit. And then I'm standing there, and I see this bag on the counter. I'm standing there for a while, and then finally, it's like I've probably been there for like 5 or 6 minutes. I finally turned the bag around, and there's my order, and showed the girl that, like, the phone was like, "Is this the right order?" She's like, "Yeah, it's the right order, but I thought you said this other name." And I was like, "Really?" Like, the two names didn't even sound the same. It was like Adele and Jessica, you know. There's two different sounding names, so I don't know what she was thinking, but it held me up for 5 or 6 minutes, which is my time, you know. So that kind of sucks. The people at the restaurants really don't care too much. There's one time, you know, it's like they didn't start the order until after I showed up, like working on the order. And then the other thing about some of these restaurants, like when I show up at 11 o'clock and they are just opening up. This happened yesterday. I went to a Moe's restaurant. The place stinks. I would have never thought, like, I've been in there during like lunchtime, during dinner, you know, and I didn't really realize that the place stunk so bad. And it's like I don't think I'll ever eat at a Moe's again. It smelled like men's bathroom bad. You know, it was like somebody just dropped a deuce, and was, oh my goodness, it was bad. Like, so I will not be eating there because it smells so bad, and that smell gets into your food, you know. And I don't know what it was. If it was just the beans were burnt or whatever, but it was horrible.
2 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-285 East toward Greenville.
And so today we're going to show you how we use DoorDash, so you can get a sense of what's going on, how it's done. I got my lovely assistant here to video everything. So hopefully we can make a little bit of money on YouTube or two with this. But today we're in the Volkswagen Jetta. Right now we're averaging 42 miles per gallon, but that's definitely going to change once we get into the city. Right now we're on the highway, and so yeah, it's going to change a bit. And now we're in traffic. This is the other bad part about dashing. Yesterday we were caught up in some traffic. I guess there was a wreck on the interstate, and so we were taking another route that was suggested by Google Maps, and we were still in traffic for 30 minutes. So that's 30 minutes of my time that I wasn't able to deliver orders. So that's 1 to 2 orders right there, easy. So that does cost you if you get caught up in something like that. So, but overall, I'm liking the experience. I like the activity of it, because you're driving, you're outside, walking to the store, waiting in the store. I think yesterday the people at Chick-fil-A got to know me, you know. I think I'd been in that store probably about 6 times so far, getting orders. So I think they're starting to recognize me a little bit, which is good. To me it's a fun thing to do. I'm just doing it right now because I have no other source of income. So just to where savings and everything lasts a little bit longer. And so like since I don't have any employment, like while I'm waiting, you know, this is like something I could do when I feel good about it, and it's somewhat enjoyable. I don't like this kind of traffic, the stop and go traffic right here on the interstate, but yeah. But then even once I get a job, you know, it's a good little side hustle. You know, it's easy. It's not very difficult. I love driving, so that's one good thing about it. So and we get out of the house, like we've taken my son and wife with me, you know, going DoorDash, and you know, get to see different areas of where around where you live, and get to find new restaurants that people order from, you know, and also by finding the new restaurants, you also find the restaurants you don't ever want to go eat at. So yeah, that's one thing about it. And then even though they, like in the app, there's maps to help, like turn by turn direction with maps, and to help you get through the area. If you don't know the area, it's kind of hard to kind of know where you're going. For a couple of days we were in Ackworth, Georgia. It paid well, but I didn't know the area, and the orders were too far away from the restaurants. So we kind of ditched that area. That was the first 2 days we tried it.
Take the exit.
But the pay was really good, but as far as per order, but I didn't know the area, and I was kind of lost in that area. I really didn't have time to study it. But like in like Lithia Springs, I live where we live. I'm very efficient in that area. I know where I'm going just by looking at the addresses. I kind of know where I'm going, and kind of the same in Dunwoody. I lived in Dunwoody for a couple of years, and so I kind of know about where I'm going and how to get into the parking lots and everything. So but we want to go to some other areas just to check it out. And so like the Smyrna Vinings area, we go through there, I guess somewhat often, but we don't live there, so I don't know all the little streets and everything. And yeah, so it just makes it more efficient if you try to DoorDash in your area where you live, because you know all the little streets and how to get into parking lots and everything. Just makes you a little bit more efficient. And today is the end of our first week of DoorDashing, so maybe we can, at the end of the day, we can show you how much we've made in a week. And we don't go out for long periods of time. Like we might do like 3 to 4 hours a day. The first day we only did like an hour and a half. One day I think we only did like 2 hours. So it's not like we're out there for very long. But we do but I like the Dunwoody area because there's a lot of orders. Like we'll get 8 orders in 3 hours, which is pretty good. Especially when you got $5 to $6 per order average. So we'll see how we do today. So for us, I mean, just in this first week, we found like the morning hours, like unless if you start really early, you probably won't get any good orders. Like we got some like late morning, like 9:30 or so, and they didn't pay very well. But if you wait until like 11 o'clock, that's when most restaurants open for lunch, and that's when a lot of orders start to come through. So for lunch, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning till about 2:30, 2 to 2:30 in the afternoon. You'll have a lot of orders come through, and then for your dinner service, you have the 4:30 until no telling when. We stopped at about 7 because I had Brayden with us that time. Like, I've checked on my phone last night, and around where I live, it still showed it was busy even at 11 o'clock at night. So that's pretty good. And then, like, for food, like for us, prepare your own lunch, bring your drinks. This isn't very high paying, so you need to be very frugal when it comes to what you need. So prepare your water, any kind of soda if you want that. Like your meals. Like, I think today we're gonna have peanut butter sandwiches, just to keep you full. Because if you start losing your energy, because your brain requires a lot of calories to function. And so if you don't have any calories coming in, you're just gonna start dwindling away. Especially if you're not used to any kind of fasting. Yeah. So, or what? We're 16 minutes away from where we're gonna start dashing at, and I'm eating right now. Get that out of the way. Make sure your gas tank is full. Get that out of the way.
Keep left. Then keep left onto Abernathy.
Because you're gonna lose all your time. I'm eating first, and then I'm gonna get everything set up for DoorDash. The only thing I don't like about the app, there's no landscape mode. So it has to be portrait. And using this thing on top of the dash, it hits the windshield. It doesn't do Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so it doesn't show up on the screen. The money from like our first week in DoorDash finally showed up today, so I'm glad that happened. So here's the Dasher app. And so we're right here, Sandy Springs, Dunwoody. It's not that busy right now, but it's gonna pick up. And we're gonna set what time we're gonna dash until 2, so that we can go pick up Brayden. Now it shows where we're at, and estimated 3 to 11 minutes for a pickup. So I'll stick it right here. And now that my little lady talks, I don't have to look at it all the time. Let's just wait until it dings. Hopefully it won't be long. Okay. So we have an order. 2 miles. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I'm just gonna accept that. You could decline it up here. It's all grayed out. So I'm gonna accept that. And
drive north, then turn left onto Potomac Way.
I don't have to drive far. It's behind us in this parking lot. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe has all kinds of good looking food.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe is on the right.
I want to come here one day for lunch or something, because it looks like it's really good food. The orders I got they smelled delicious. Alright. So I'm gonna park it. Wifey's gonna stay here. I'm gonna go in and get soda. It's a huge smoothie, and I had some food. I put it in the waiter bag. Waiter was a service in my hometown. Somebody threw that at me for
drive south, then turn left.
They threw that waiter bag at me for Mardi Gras. The drop-off is 6 minutes away, so it's really not that far. And in here, there's a note where to deliver it. Says leave it at the front desk of like some kind of eye surgery place. So we'll do that. Yeah, the other challenge with this is all the traffic lights. You know, sometimes you're sitting there for a few minutes waiting to go. Can't do anything.
Turn right. Customer requested you leave the order at their door.
Left a customer message saying I left it at the desk by the front door like they requested. Out of here. And then let's kind of start making our way back to that area. And more likely than not, we're going to get another order on the way there. So let's go through this parking lot real slow. Yeah, and if you're too far away from the restaurants, they're not going to give you an order. So you have to get back. So they have like this hot spot right here. You have to get back kind of closer to there, and then they'll start giving you orders again. But if you're too far away, you can pretty much forget it. They're not going to give you any order. So right now we're over here. We need to get over here. Like once we cross back into this red area, it's going to start giving us an order. Red area is like the area that is kind of like hot right now, like where there's orders coming in. And so we're just right on the edge of it. And once we get into it, that's when it's like, hey, we got a DoorDash person. Let's just ring his bell so he'll come pick this up. Since I had my phone in night mode, I didn't see the decline button. There's one time somebody ordered a Starbucks. The DoorDash payment was only $2. They didn't leave any tip, and I wasn't paying attention to like how far it was either. And I think it was like a 5-mile trip that I had to take for $2. So be careful accepting some of these. And if you are a DoorDash user, like you order from DoorDash, please leave a tip, because you don't know what we go through to get your order. Wendy's, 2 orders. Sweet.
Drive south, then turn left.
In the
Turn
same
right.
parking lot. We haven't had to leave the parking lot yet. Yeah, it's an apartment. I don't know which door to go in. So at this apartment complex, each floor has its own door to access the apartments. And so I actually went up to the 3rd floor, and I didn't realize I had to open up the door until I saw one
Turn
that was
right
open.
onto Carpenter.
Waste a little bit of time climbing upstairs. Yeah, that's another challenge with apartments. You know? Yeah. So we started off in Sandy Springs, Dunwoody area, with picking up the food. We're over here now on Roswell Road, which is kind of Sandy Springs, Roswell area. And so what's nice about this is there's food on this side of the delivery, you know, by the delivery area. So once we finish with this delivery, then we'll probably get more orders for something to pick up in this area and bring it back to where we started from. Yeah, so this apartment, like, I don't know, it wasn't very clear what level the apartment was on. It was actually on the 1st level, not on the 2nd, like I was expecting. So at least it wasn't too much of a walk around to find it. Yeah, so the thing is, I don't want to switch to this zone. I want to stay in the zone I started in. So I have to drive back to that zone. That's kind of the only bad thing about this app. It's like I can maybe start off this area, and then by the end of my schedule, I might be a state away. The way they have it, you know, they shouldn't have orders that are delivered outside of the zone. I don't really like that. The first one was actually in a decent spot. I could have got some orders there, but this one's in a good spot too. There's all kind of restaurants right here, but it's outside of the zone I started in, so I have to either let them switch my zone or go back to where I started from, which really isn't that far. So 50 Wingstop, 2 pickups.
Drive north on Roswell Road.
So this is just our 2nd week, so we're still feeling things out, but I think I'm gonna call it. I don't want to come back to this area again. There's too many deliveries to apartments, which are a pain in the butt, and there's also so many left-hand turns. Taking these turns like peak traffic time, so it slows you down a good bit. But the money is good over here, but it's not that good. I don't think this is an area for us. At least not with this car. I don't feel like it's right in this car because it's an automatic, and I don't get the response like to just pull out in traffic like I want in this car. Our Suburban, that thing, it goes pretty good when I want to pull out. But I still don't want to try that, especially in that big car. That thing's a tank, you know. So yeah, this is gonna be I think the last time we come do DoorDash in this area. Yeah, so we just delivered Panera Bread to the neurology department at Emory Hospital here in Dunwoody. And it's like there's no parking around, so I just parked on the street, probably in a fire zone or something, to deliver this, because I'm not paying for parking, you know, to deliver something. So I don't know. It looked like on the address it looked like an apartment, but then you show up and then you realize it's a dang hospital. Yeah, so today I guess it really wasn't a good day for DoorDash. We've been out here for almost 3 hours and we made $24.50. That's $24.50 in 3 hours. So that's like $8 an hour. You know, that's hardly worth our time. The last time we came out here, we made what? It was like 49, I think. 40 something dollars. But we were here all day, but we only had one order in the morning. Then we sat for a couple hours, and then once 11 o'clock rolled around, that's when we started having orders like crazy. But today it wasn't really good. There were a couple of stacked orders. There was one where we picked up 2 orders at Wendy's and delivered them to 2 different places. And there was another one where we picked up at 2 different places and delivered to 2 different places. So, and they didn't really pay that well. So, once you think about it, I think this is the last time we come do DoorDash in Dunwoody. The first time, you know, it was okay. We made some decent money, but then this time it was pretty bad. I don't know. Today's like a Tuesday, so I'm not sure if that many people are ordering from DoorDash. They probably wait till like later in the week. So last time we came here was a Thursday, and we did pretty good. So it might have to do with the day of the week too. So maybe next week all we do is just Lithia Springs, just to get that normal, just to see what's going on. You know, let me eat my cucumbers. Food. Although we did stop at that tropical smoothie place to pee and get some food. I got a smoothie over there. It was delicious. She got a quesadilla, which was awesome. It was like nice and crunchy on the outside and tasted good. So yeah, but that there went half of our money for the day, you know, for a snack. Yeah, we only have one car right now. The other one's in the shop and getting fixed. And so we have my son to pick up, so we can't really stay very much longer. We're gonna have to leave in a second so we can make it over there on time. Yeah, I think next week we're just gonna stay in Lithia Springs, like around our house, and do deliveries there. That way we get a normal for like when people are ordering, because it may not be worthwhile to do deliveries like Monday and Tuesday. Don't know, so have to figure that out.